Good morning, everybody. All of you are familiar with the Loretta Lynn song called Miner's Daughter, and it's so good to be back home again. I do consider this church the mother church that He carries me over. For it was right back there I sat, never knowing I would be up here. But here I am, because I took His call. I am the vessel to which He can work. He is the potter, I am the clay. It's God led. I would not take this on unless I let God lead it. He told me to go into two messages today before I go into the little red wagon. One is called shoe booty. Let me tell you what that means. How many remembers when the Lord first saved them? We all do. I remember the time, the place, the exact moment. We all do. We come from places like bars, nightclubs, cat houses. When He brings us out of those, we are not to revisit those, unless we're there to testify for Him. We don't revisit. There's a man one time who got drunk at a bar. He got so drunk, he left his car and started walking home. On his way to home, his feet turned, and he went to the Church of God, and he was saved that night. For 1978 to when he died in 2017, he never went back to a bar. In 1989, I worked as a gigolo for some of the biggest names in Denver and Hollywood. I was doing it for a year. One night something said take off running, and I did. I never went back to that. When God brings us out of something, we cannot go back to visit it. He puts our feet on that straight and narrow. We are not to participate in what the world offers. He lifted us out of that. When we come out of such places as that, we're not to participate in it again. Because if we do, how can we help people that wants to get out of it? We can't when we participate in it. We keep our feet on that straight and narrow that He put it on, so we can help other people that was in the same position as we was. And we can, by not participating in what the world has to offer. World pleasures are going to end. They're going to end. Don't be part of them. Come out of it. When He lifts us out of it, don't go back in it. Stay on that straight and narrow. But too many is wearing a shoe on one foot and a boot on the other foot. They go through life wobbling, left to the right. These are the shoe booty people, not knowing what they really want to do. Stop at the local bar on Friday, out drink a Kentucky moonshiner, out cuss a sailor while they're in that bar. Come to church on Sunday, participating in what the world has to offer. God says we cannot have two gods, for we got to love one and hate the other. We have to come out of what the world has to offer and not go back in it. It's time that some puts on two shoes and two boots, or two boots, and stop being the shoe booty person. Stay on that straight and narrow so that we may help people in bars, nightclubs, cat houses. They're to be sold, sell, or buy. I was one of those. I came out of that, and I have never went back. Now the next one is high face, low face. Take a trip with me. August, hottest day of August. Around about 7 o'clock, there's a cool breeze come. So we all decide to go downtown. But as we enter Main Street, seems to me like the whole community is there, enjoying it. You will run into people that you don't even know. Some of them will have a low face looking at you, and they will greet you with a smile. Hello, how are you? Have a nice evening. Then there's some with a proud look, proud of their accomplishments through life. This is okay. For when you meet them, their faces are lowered. Their eyes are in contact with you. Hello, how are you? Have a nice evening. Then enters that one with the proud look. Proud look is what the Lord hates. He tells us in Proverbs that is the number one thing he hates is a proud look. Reading through the destructions of Sodom, self-centered, not caring, that is a proud look. These people looks beyond and above everybody else. They don't see you because you are not a member of the world. Some people in a congregation of a church will have that proud look. I am better than you are. Some pastors, when they stand behind that pulpit, they don't look at you. They look above and beyond at the far wall. Because I'm better than you. Not once stopping and telling you that we are no greater, no lesser. We're all equal. Where I am sitting now, you can be also. We are equal. None greater, none lesser. We are equal. But when you run into that person with that proud look on the street, he's not looking at you. He's far better than you are. But stand back and look at his eyes. They're dark, cold, and often chilling. This is the high-faced people. Those that carry the proud look. Now let's get on with the little red wagon. Picture a little 7, 8-year-old boy starting at 8 a.m. with his little red wagon. He works throughout the morning picking up things and putting in his little red wagon. For some of us it's junk, but he thinks he's carrying the world. He can work to 1 p.m. filling his little red wagon up. Now keep that word in mind, junk. Keep that in mind. He works throughout, he'll work all morning, filling his little red wagon up. But when he comes to that hill, he finds out that he cannot pull it up that hill. So he'll scratch his head and figure, what can he do? So he begins to take some stuff out of his little red wagon. Well, still, he can't go up that hill. After a while, 2 or 3 hours later, he's worked all day now. It's getting into the evening. Finally, he's got it all out of his wagon. And now he can run up that hill. We are the much same way as the little boy with the little red wagon. Here is our little red wagon. As we journey through life, we can fill it full of junk, unnecessary junk that should not be there. This junk begins to weigh us down, where we can't do nothing. forgetting what God told us. Come unto me. God didn't tell us that we would not worry. Worry is part of the human nature. But what he told us is when it gets us where it's unbearable, he will lighten the load. He will lighten the load if we only let him do it. Cleaning out the junk that's in our little red wagon. Worries. Well, now we're going to worry. But we shouldn't worry to a point of it burdening us down. Let the Lord take over. Because he said he would. And he will. Men will promise things. And their promise often is broken. But when God promised something, it is never broken. And he promised that. Come unto me, and I will give you rest. Lay all that stuff lay it down at Jesus' feet. All that junk that's in our minds. And when we get down, after a while, we are going to run up that hill, like the little boy with his little red wagon. We are going to finally run up that hill after we get the junk out of our minds. Because some things that burden us down are junk. If you come to think about it, it's junk. God will take care of everything. He will. Now let me get back here to the proud look. There's a man one time who had a proud look upon his face. He came from a farm in Omaha, Nebraska. Him and his 13 siblings. They worked on the farm all their life, and when they got older, they began to congregate to Chicago. This man was one of the oldest in the family. He took over pastoring a church in Chicago. Every summer, he would go back to the farm to visit his mother. And he would tell her things that goes on inside his church. Things that were ungodly. She believed him. After all, he was her son and a pastor of the church. She believed him. It was on a Friday. They call him because they're supposed to have a meeting at 10 a.m. Saturday. And he has to sign some papers. Yeah, he'll be right there. He'll be there. Saturday morning, he did not show up. Well, you know him. He's home drunk or with somebody he's met. Sunday, he never showed up. So a group went out to his home. And what they found was certified to be one of the most brutal deaths anybody could ever have. Clothes laid on the bedroom floor. The mattress and box springs laid off the bed. When he died, his hand was clutching the curtain. And as we are looking at each other right now, his face was twisted to the side. Not just the face was twisted to the side. He died with a massive stroke. But I brought this up. He was wrestling with somebody in that bedroom, and somebody slapped that proud look off his face. And that was God. And it also goes with a hypocrite will disfigure their faces. It worked with him. It did. I hope what I said today benefits somebody. People, when we get into this, we've got to live our life for God. We've got to be on that straight and narrow. We got to be ready to help people who may need our help. In this world, there's many people out there who don't know him. There's people out there who knows him, but they went back. There's people out there who needs our help. Help to get them out of whatever they're in. But how can we help them when we participate in it ourselves? Too many, way too many Christian people are doing that. They would then look at us and tell us, if you're going to heaven, I won't have no problem to get there. I don't even have to go to church. I don't even have to pray to get there. Let's be in a position where we can help those that needs our help. Just like I said, this world contains many people that don't believe in him. It still surprises me that there are people who still don't believe in him. We need to get out there and help those people. We need to be a shining light for them. And show them that yes, God is alive. So let's do that. And I thank you. Amen.